Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are and where you're watching this. I am Jay LaBeouf, and I am the head of business development here at Descript. I am thrilled to show you all of the ways that you can bring material into Descript. We've talked a lot in previous live sessions about how you can rapidly edit your content, but it's really important to see how you can actually go about bringing in new material. And I think you'll be blown away by some of the ways that we have to bring source material into Descript. Audio, video, images, GIFs, you name it, we'll bring it in. So as we're getting started today, this is a live stream on YouTube, so please add your comments using the comments bar on the screen. Let us know where you are from to get started. So my name is Jay. I'm in San Francisco. It's morning here. Weather's nice, getting a little bit fall weather. Probably should rain, hopefully the end of the week, which would be wonderful. So let us know where you are. If you want to give us the weather forecast, that's fine too. Okay. Add questions as we go along. We want to make this as interactive as possible, and we want to help you out. So what I'm going to commit to showing you today, I'm going to show you how to do live transcription and record natively into Descript. I'm going to show you how to import audio, both with one speaker and multiple speakers, and show you the ways in which Descript can detect speakers, label them, and do some really good stuff. I'm going to show you how to do all that detecting of speakers. I'm going to show you how to import Zoom cloud recordings. If you're like me, you've done a million of these. And with one click in Zoom, you can record your content in the cloud, paste the link into Descript, will automatically download it, transcribe it, and allow you to edit it. I'll show you how to bring in Loom screen recordings if you use Loom as your screen recording app. And then if you use Descript's new screen recording app, which is about like 2 weeks old, we'll show you how to bring that in natively as well. And I'll show you probably a bunch of other things that I don't have banners for quite yet, and maybe Chris will type them up on the fly. So with that, let's go, let's have fun. Descript is a new media, Descript is a new media editing platform. Think of it as a Google Docs for audio and video. And the goal of Descript is to allow you to import, edit, share, and collaborate on audio and video projects just as easily as you would do the same thing with a Google Doc. So what do I mean by that? I mean, you could have, if you look on the screen right now, we see Descript. It opens up as this kind of clean blank canvas. The easiest way to get content into Descript is actually through live transcription. So see up here in the top right, I'm actually in the center of the screen, the record button. Click on this record button. When you click on the record button, this will open up. You can now start seeing a little level meter, so it's detecting some microphone. Click on the gear icon, and you can choose what microphone Descript is recording from. So you can see all the various microphones I have on my computer, on my system. Something you're going to want to do, choose the highest quality microphone possible. I have a Blue Yeti X as the microphone that I use for most of my voiceover work, and that really does matter, having a quality mic. Let me take a brief digression before I show you real-time recording in Descript and actually play some examples. By the way, this is another Descript session, and let me play for you a few examples of what my different laptop microphones sound like. So I'm going to click at the top of this composition. I'm going to hit the tab key. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Live from San Francisco. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Good morning, everyone. Live from San Francisco. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Good morning, everyone. Live from San Francisco. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Good morning, everyone. Live from San Francisco. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Good morning, everyone. Live from San Francisco. I hope you are having a wonderful day. Right? Now that's pretty dramatic. Maybe when I first started, you didn't think you heard a big difference. Good morning, everyone. Live from San Francisco. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Compare that. Good morning, everyone. Live from San Francisco. I hope you are having a wonderful day. those two is a pretty big comparison, and we spend so many days with just laptop quality microphones at a distance. And what you really want is to kind of get as close as you can to your favorite microphone, and surround yourself with some nice some nice absorbent material. So you've maybe seen that photo of Ira Glass doing some recordings in his home closet. That's actually an ideal space. Do it in a room with some curtains, put some pillows around. You want the room kind of as acoustically dead as possible for voiceover work. We have some great materials on our blog, so go to blog.descript.com and check out some of our recording fundamentals tips there that Chris has written and we'll share with you. Okay, so back to our composition. I want to show you the simplest way to get material in, and it's live transcription. So here I am, I have this set up with my microphone on this gear icon, and it's just as simple as clicking on the record button, and just like this, a real-time transcript is going to appear in Descript. Now what's kind of neat is Descript is one of the first digital audio workstations or non-linear editors that I know of that would allow you to edit content in real time. What do I mean by that? Well, what do I mean by that? As you can see, I'm actually just editing my content as I go. So I actually use this for product demo videos that I'm doing or for basic conference presentations. I can just hit record and go. And if I realize I made a couple mistakes, I can just go back out and delete an entire section as you go. It's a really powerful way to stay organized and organize your material as you go. Now, another thing that I like with Descript, all of your filler words, like that one, will be in the transcript, and with one click, we can remove those. Some people will notice with my speaking style, if I can't think of what to say, sometimes I'll just shut up and think for a few seconds. But that's fine in a live transcript. It will appear on the screen without the long pause, and we can very quickly go into Descript and remove these word gaps with one click. Okay, enough live transcription. I'll hit stop. So now you can see we have a transcript of what I said. I'm going to click on a speaker label, just type in name. So now we have a great transcript that will show who is speaking when. And I can click anywhere in here, hit tab. Thing that I like with Descript, all of your filler words. Okay, great. So we have that recorded here. I mentioned you can remove them. So right click on it, say remove filler words. I only had 2 here, which is amazing. Click on delete or ignore, apply all. Those are gone. And then if I zoom out in the waveform, look at the bottom. See all these times when I have all this dead air. Another thing that I almost always do, click here in the search to say remove word gaps. Or another thing you could do is Command K. If there's no other keyboard shortcut you remember from today, Command K, type in what you want to do, and Descript will suggest some options for you. So I'll click on shorten word gaps. I'll say any word gap longer than half a second. You can see there are several of them. I can click here and it'll show the space where I actually have no speaking going on. I'll shorten those to 1/10 of a second. And then look at that, 11 gaps in my material shortened. Cool. So that's live transcription. And then I have live transcription with just one speaker. So what if you have multiple people? Imagine a world where 2 people can be in the same room with different microphones. That's how we used to record live recordings and interviews and things before the pandemic kicked in. We're going to get back there in a matter of time. And if you stay socially distant away, you can do that now. To set that up in Descript, click on the record icon. You see this gear. So this is for track 1, appropriately named track 1. Now I can click on this and actually say, you know what, anything coming in from track 1 should be attributed to the speaker label, J. LaBeouf. So let's say my colleague Chris was in the same room with me. I would basically click on the plus button, click on the plus button, click add Chris. So, and now I would choose whichever microphone. So if I had an audio interface with multiple microphones hooked up to it, whichever one is Chris is plugged into, just click that and we're good to go. Chris is not in the same room as me, but you'll just leave this as an exercise to the reader that imagine I'm talking to mic 1, Chris is coming to mic 2, a real-time transcript is coming in of both of us talking, and what's kind of cool is they're stored as separate audio files that you can edit later. Now, I'm hovering over this computer audio button. This is particularly cool. I will not be able to demonstrate this right now because I'm actually screen sharing audio anyway. So it would set up this kind of wicked feedback loop. But what you would do with this, click on the computer audio button as your second track when you're doing a Zoom recording or a Google Meet session or Microsoft Teams or whatever other thing you're doing. You could also use it to capture audio from other applications. When you click on computer audio, Descript's going to pop up a confirmation message and just say, okay, great. Set your audio to Descript audio loopback player or whatever the heck it's called. We'll tell you on the screen. And then now anything coming in from that other app will be saved as a second audio track. So I do this with, again, with some Zoom recordings where if I'm doing a remote recording of somebody, I have my microphone going high quality as channel number 1, and then the other person's audio coming, let's say from a Microsoft Teams session, is coming in through computer audio directly into Descript. Cool. All right. Hopefully doing well so far. So we've just talked about doing a live transcription and some different ways to get audio in. Let's say you have some pre-recorded content. What are other ways you can import audio into Descript? Well, let me create a new composition. I'm going to click here on the compositions bar, click composition. I'm going to give it a name, importing audio, lovely. And I'm going to drag some files in that I have that are off the screen right now. The first thing I'm going to drag in is an audio file, which is a mono audio file with just one person speaking. So it was basically just me riffing into my microphone. I think I did this on my phone. So I'm going to drag that into Descript. If you drag it right here in the center, where it says drag and drop audio and video to transcribe, it'll light up. You let go, and then the real magic happens in the bottom left where it says transcribe one file. The core of Descript is this live, faster than real-time transcription that goes on. So as I drag the file in, it's going to prompt me if I want to do an automatic transcription. We'll get to the other options in a second. I'm going to say, yes, would I like to detect the speakers? So if there's multiple people speaking in this file, click on this button. If you know how many there are, well, let's say you're doing an interview, there's 2 or 3 people, enter 2 or 3. If you don't know, don't worry about it. Just hit transcribe and we'll guess and help you figure out that answer. In this case, it's only me in the file. So I'm going to unclick this, click on transcribe. Now, what's going on in the background? You see up here, there's this check mark button. That is going to show you any updates that are going on. Now, the first thing that Descript does is sync your content to the cloud. So even though this started as a local file on my laptop, we back it up in the cloud for you. And we also make it such that when you have a collaborator, they have almost instant access to your material. Every change you make, and you're going to see this kind of periodically updated up here, every change you make is updated and saved in Descript with infinite version history. Our engineers are going to comment that it's not probably infinite, but if you run out of version numbers, I want you to personally email me and I will, I'll give you some sort of a prize. All right, so this audio file has already been transcribed. We will transcribe about a 1 hour long audio file in about 3 minutes. For shorter files, much faster than that. And we can see that it's going to say unknown speaker. Descript's not psychic. It doesn't know who we are exactly. So I'm just going to say that this is me speaking. If it's a different person, you just type that in. Hit the tab key. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Daily Music Podcast. Each day we bring... Great. This is kind of the real-time transcription that all of you have kind of seen and kind of what Descript is known for. You can drag this in, and if I want to delete this sentence, I can just delete it, and now we will skip right over it. Hey everyone, each day we bring in some of the top music. And if in this sentence episode, we're talking to Amanda Cook and Heather Ellis. Well, Heather actually couldn't make the episode. I'll just delete Heather. We're talking to Amanda Cook about what we should be listening to. And that's what I mean by edit audio as easily as editing text. There is a waveform in the bottom of the screen. I can do things to it. I can click on individual words and drag them around. I can make selections here and hit delete. But why would you? Most of the time, you're going to want to work in the transcript, which is why I'm spending so much time talking about real-time transcription. So you're saying, okay, this is how you drag in one person, one audio file. Let me talk to you about how we detect multiple speakers. We create a new composition. Let's call this multiple speakers. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag in a file, which is an MP3 file. And this actually came from this was from Zoom, where it was myself, Heather Ellis, and Amanda Cook. We were talking, preparing for a podcast. I excerpted a minute of this, and I'll just drag this in. So I'm going to drag this file into Descript and let go. Same thing as before, transcribe one file. I'm going to keep this on automatic, and now I'm going to click on Detect Speakers. Now, if we didn't know, just click on Transcribe. I know that there were 3 people in this, and you're going to give it a little hint. Now, by clicking on Transcribe, we're going to start the transcription, and then in the lower right, you're going to see this little icon appear. Multiple speakers were detected in the M4A file that you just dragged in. So click on Identify Speakers. So you're going to click on that, and that's going to kick off our Speaker Detective. The Speaker Detective is going to play you little snippets of each person that is part of the file, and we're going to ask you to label them.
I'm really big into Megan Thee Stallion right now.
So that's Amanda. I'll just label her
really
name.
Representing for one.
Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast. I'm Jay. Me. This week.
Yesterday, I actually went and pulled out.
And that's Heather. So just like that, we've automatically added speaker labels. And again, remember, this is just a mono audio file. So these speakers are not on different tracks. We're able to go in and label who is speaking when, and this is going to make your editing a lot better. It's also going to make your transcriptions, and your exported transcripts high quality. It's really important that everybody generates transcripts and subtitles of the work you're doing. Not only is it going to help you for marketing reasons, for search engine optimization, for helping your content be searchable and discoverable, but it's really imperative you do it for accessibility. There's a lot of people out there who would not otherwise be able to access, enjoy, and consume the content that you're creating unless you create transcripts or subtitles for them. So now we have our content. Here we see it on the screen. It's my name, Amanda, Heather.
Yesterday, I actually went.
As people are talking, it's going to alternate who is speaking when. And if there are any mistakes in the speaker labels, all you need to do is click on, you see this little thing to the left, or to the right of the word Amanda, click on that. And let's say she actually started speaking here, drag it and release, speaker label is adjusted. If it misattributes a speaker label in the wrong place, no stress, click on the X button, and then that speaker label is gone. Okay. So we've talked now about detecting speakers with one file. Let me show you a different way of doing it. Some of you will say, hey, we had a session and there's 3 of us and we're on 3 different audio files. So for this test, I did it with myself, Amanda, Heather. We all had remote recording setups, and we just kind of hit the record button at approximately the same time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm dragging in 3 audio files from off the screen, and I'm going to let them go in Descript. And when I let go, these 3 files, a little message pops up, and it says, you can see the files that I dragged in the region bin, the media library right here where we show all the files that you've recently added. I've dragged in Amanda, Heather, and Jay. And this little dialog changes and it says, hey, it looks like these files have a similar duration. Now you can see they're not exact. They're plus or minus a few seconds. The way we started this was basically like 1, 2, 3, record. Pretty simple, but Descript's smart enough to know that if you drag in files that have approximately similar duration, it can combine them automagically into a multi-track sequence. Now, a sequence is a grouping of audio files, and you can then transcribe that sequence. So before I do that, I'll give speaker names. So I'll say that everything from the Amanda file should be attributed to Amanda speaking, and then Heather speaking, and then me speaking. Jay, there we go. On transcribe. Cool. So this minute-long file is now being transcribed, and you can see a tiny little icon here. You probably can't, but if you look up to the upper left where it says transcribing on the waveform, you will actually see that this indicates that this track is a sequence. Now, if I right-click on the audio, I can say Edit Sequence. And that takes you to the multi-track view that if those of you have ever used something like Pro Tools or GarageBand or Logic or Ableton, you would see a view that looks like this. And this is usually what digital audio workstations look like. With Descript, you will go in here, and the purpose of this is if you did want to, let's say, nudge this around. So maybe these tracks got out of sync a little bit, and I want to shift Amanda a little bit off in the grand scheme of things. You can just click on this little handle at the top and click on that and drag things around. You can adjust the individual volume while you're in the sequence view. So you can see here, if you squint really closely, the volume is indicated. And what Descript actually tries to do is make the volume of different tracks the same perceptual loudness. So because I had a pretty loud, heavily compressed microphone, Descript actually lowered my volume 8 dB compared to Amanda, where it actually increased Amanda a little bit. And the goal there is that way, as I'm speaking, and Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
The goal is everybody should sound approximately the same. If we didn't do that, let's just put this back to how it actually was recorded. And Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You would have things of different loudness. So Descript's going to try to do that automatically for you. If you don't like that, you can just kind of tweak it by clicking here or clicking on this volume slider here. And you can nudge around the tracks by clicking on the handle. And of course, with the sequence, let's say, there's all this background noise going on when Amanda's not speaking. I can just kind of select that all, hit the delete key, and it is gone. I also use this for crosstalk. Let's say Amanda's giving an answer and I accidentally cut in and start speaking over her. I can go into what I'm saying and just make some edits in the sequence, delete it out, and now it's gone. So now you've got your multiple audio tracks, brought them into Descript at the same time, and now we have our sequence and a transcript. So the transcript, the fact that it is from multiple people in multiple audio files, really, we don't hit you over the head with the fact that it's multiple audio files. That's really just a technical way in which you recorded it. What you really care about is the content, which is why I'm back on the transcript. Fourth thing I want to show you, or maybe we're up to the fifth. Let's say you are importing content and you actually already have a written transcript for it. Let me show you that. So I'll say that importing with a transcript is my new composition. I'm going to drag in an audio file. So my colleague Amanda went in. I dragged in her audio file. And this was actually a brief voiceover that she did. And we have the script. Well, we have the script. It has a lot of proper names and nouns and capitalization and punctuation. everything's already there. So why would we want automatic transcription to run and potentially get it 95% accurate? We already have the transcript. So go here, click on transcribe one file, and now change this to import transcript. So what it's now going to say is if you already have the transcript, you can sync it to the corresponding audio for free. Free? What do you mean? All Descript plans have a certain amount of transcription hours as part of it. If you go to descript.com/pricing, we'll actually show you the different tiers. But all free accounts have 3 hours of transcription time for you to get started, figure out if you like Descript, kind of try it out. Above that, we have a creator plan, which has 10 hours a month of transcription time, and then a pro plan, which has 30 hours a month of transcription time. If you need more than that, we even have an enterprise plan that has a bajillion hours a month, and you can just contact us for more information on that. Well, if you don't need to do any transcription because you already have a transcript, you can click on this import transcript, click on the transcribe button, and now just paste in the transcripts that you have. Now Descript will go ahead and click on sync. Now Descript will actually go ahead and start syncing this content to the underlying audio in the background. And that doesn't use any of your transcription hours. That's just kind of something that we do to make the program run as smoothly as possible. So this is going to be great if you are, let's say, doing a YouTube video and you're reading off of a script, you are doing e-learning, you're doing a product demo video, and someone's already kind of scripted the notes out for you. Do that, sync to the transcript, and now you'll have a production grade transcript ready to go. This is going to run in the background, and we'll give this a second to finish while I take a sip of water and figure out what I'm going to talk about next. Video. That's what we're going to talk about. Everything I've shown you this far has been about getting audio into Descript. What about video? Descript supports video and does an incredible job on things you've recorded outside of Descript, on Loom recordings, Zoom recordings, and even screen sharing stuff that you can record natively with Descript. So let me show you, and we'll come back and I'll show you that this is transcribed at the end. Show you how to bring video into Descript. Create a new composition. I actually have a Zoom meeting, just a short one. I'm going to drag it in from outside of the window. And when I let go, same workflow as audio. Everything you would come to expect. Detect speakers. There's 3 people. Transcribe. As this is going, it's going to start transcribing. Multiple speakers are detected.
I'm really big.
That's Amanda. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. That's me.
Yesterday, I actually went.
That's Heather. The same process that you've come to expect. By the way, I often am waiting as I'm doing things for things to finish. You don't have to. You can create new compositions and drag and drop, and Descript is multi-threaded magic. It'll just do everything in the background. Cool. So now I can see everything being transcribed here, and my videos.
I'm really big into Megan Thee Stallion right now. She's really representing for women in hip hop, and I think it's.
And as you would expect, any changes I make here, just hit the delete key. Hit the delete key. Maybe copy some stuff, move it around.
Jennifer.
Yesterday, I actually went.
And your video is edited along with your audio. So that's an easy way to bring in video with one or multiple speakers. Something else we can actually do is import a Zoom recording. So we've already talked about, in this case, I just recorded that content and I downloaded it locally. Let's say you have a Zoom recording and you finish the Zoom session. It's a cloud recording. It gives you this big, obnoxious, long cloud URL for Zoom. Just select that and copy it. So let me change. Yeah, I'll just There we go. What I just did in the background, I actually copied this URL. I'll put it on the screen so you can see what I copied. So if you select that URL from anywhere, I do it from the confirmation email I get from Zoom saying like, hey, your cloud recording is now ready. Just basically select that, copy it, and Descript will detect that it's in the clipboard. And then this little thing pops up saying a Zoom recording is added, add to project. By clicking on that, we are now going to go start downloading it, the audio and the video. You can see up here what's going on in the different stages. If you have multiple speakers, just do that. Click on transcribe and your Zoom cloud recording. Okay, thank you. I will identify these speakers.
Yeah, this week I am listening to the.
That's Heather. Nope. So in this case, that's me. Awesome. So that is our an example of a Zoom cloud recording being automatically brought into Descript. All you have to do is copy the URL that it comes from, and we do all the intelligent stuff and download it for you. So pretty cool way of doing it. Just select that, you're good to go. Let's talk about importing a Loom screen recording or a screencast. So Loom is a popular screen recording tool. A lot of you have been using it and you requested this. Let's say you have a Loom URL. So I will just paste that on the screen here so you can see what that looks like. Let's paste this here. All right, awesome. So what actually is going on in the background, if you select the Loom URL, so you record with Loom, they give you a URL that you can share. It's like a loom.com/share/long character string. Select that, and when it's in your clipboard, if you go to paste it into Descript, it will. I'll just share my whole screen. You guys have no idea what I'm talking about. Little stop sharing. Share my entire application window. Just got my cheat sheet so you can see actually how I stay organized. So now you're seeing my entire window. So if you see here, I'm going to select this Loom recording on the right. It's tiny, apologize, but I'm going to say copy. And now I'm going to create a new composition, a Loom import. Click here, and when I say paste, it will paste in the Loom recording and then start transcribing it. So very, very flexible way of working with a Loom recording. So now that we have some ways to get in Zoom recordings and Loom recordings, wouldn't it be cool if we could actually just have a screen recording tool built into Descript? That's what we built. So for those of you that are familiar with our announcement from a few weeks ago, we now include a free screen recording tool with Descript. Even on the free plan, you have a free screen recording tool that you can use to capture moments, share them with friends, send us bug reports, whatever you need to do. On Mac, look up here in the menu bar. In the top of the menu bar, I just clicked on it. We have a Descript icon. With the Descript icon, you can enable your camera. So if I could say choose this camera here, my HD webcam. So now on the screen, you can see the camera you have here. You can choose which microphone you want. If you want to record computer audio, you can enable that, and transcription. So we will real-time transcribe your demo video. And the purpose of doing that, I'm just going to turn this off because I already have plenty of cameras on. The purpose of real-time transcribing, well, let me show you. I'm going to say start screen recording. And then we're going to prompt you to where do you want to record? Well, very meta. I'm going to screen record Descript as I explain screen recording. So I'm going to select this. A little beep icon just sounded in my ear saying that the screen recording has started. So, hey, everybody, I want to show you this fantastic thing I'm going to select this. I'm going to hit delete. Isn't that magical? Now I hit stopped. A little beep icon or a little beep sound just sounded, and then this little thing just appeared on my on my system tray that let me know we are ready to go. So what happened? Well, this is kind of crazy. Let's say I create a new composition and I just say paste. So Control V. That's my screen recording right there. So it's really just as simple as click here, start screen recording, select something, talk for a few seconds, hit stop, hit return, hit paste, and then your screen recording is now pasted in. Talk for a few seconds. Very cool, huh? So now you can see this. We have our screen recording in the video. I'm not going to cover too much of it, but of course you can trim out all of this stuff where you're talking and your demo isn't going that good. You can trim it. You can add in things like a zoom. So that way, when we get to here, I told you I was going to demo this, and here I am. It zooms in. Recording is started. This very cool. You can add in arrows, things like that. Okay, that is screen recording with Descript. Let's say you actually are in a place where you want to start dragging in some more content. So I have this audio file right here, and hey everybody, welcome to the podcast this week. I'm going to use this. I'm going to remove the word gaps so that way that doesn't drive me crazy. There we go. So now it just starts. Hit the tab key. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast this week. I'm joined. So let's say we have this. We actually want to turn this into something that looks like a, I don't know, I want a, what do I want to put in here? An inflatable unicorn to appear at the top of this. So I'm just going to click an image that is sitting in this folder on the left. I'm going to drag that onto the place that I want the inflatable unicorn to appear. So how about when I say the word podcast, an inflatable unicorn will appear. Awesome. So now we'll see how that looks. We'll get a little video preview. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast this week. I'm joined by Heather and Amanda. Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now you can see the track down here shows how long the inflatable unicorn will stay on the screen. I can go here and trim that back and adjust it. Another favorite trick that we now have, and this is great for, let's say, conference slides or e-learning materials, when you know I want an image to appear on screen for a certain amount of time. So let's say, hey everybody, welcome to the podcast this week. During that time, I want an inflatable unicorn to be on the screen. So I will select this in the transcript. I'm now going to drag my inflatable unicorn onto that area that is highlighted. And now you can see while that sentence is selected, the inflatable unicorn will be here. And then when I say I'm joined by Heather and Amanda, I want a mountain to appear. I'll just drag that onto them. And now let's look at what we just created with two images. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast this week. I'm joined by Heather and Amanda. Amanda, how are you doing?
I'm doing.
So now imagine your PowerPoint slides. You know what should appear on the screen at what time and your pacing. No need to fiddle with the handles of stuff. I mean, you still can. I can very easily go in here and adjust the timing of this image. But really quick to just select the title or the paragraphs and let Descript do the rest of the work. If you don't download files and you just want to do something like in my browser, I'll go to Unsplash. I will look for more unicorns and cake pop unicorns. Outstanding. So let's say you just want to grab a screenshot of this. I just did the screenshot in my operating system, so in my case in Mac. I click on wherever I want it. So how about, oh, amazing. And I'll just paste, Command V, and then now your screenshot is in here. So again, think about this for product demo videos. You can actually just do your voice narration and then fill it in with screenshots as you are going along. So if I want another screenshot, make a screenshot here, put it over here. There you go. It's a great way to get content into Descript. Let's say you have a GIF. A couple ways to do it. You can either paste the link for the GIF, or if you've downloaded it, my favorite way to end a good presentation is a good President Obama GIF. Drag it into where you want it in the timeline. We have for this week. And your GIF is now in the session. Wow, we have covered a lot. Let me bring it back to my normal amount of screen real estate. There we go. We have covered a lot. We've showed you all the different ways you can get audio into Descript, which ranges from recording it live to dragging in audio files to detecting speakers. We've shown you many different ways to get video into the application, like 10 different ways to get images in, to kind of turn your audio into rich video and shareable media content. And that's it. I really don't want to focus on editing. That's a totally different session. This was about importing and recording into Descript. So with that, let's make this interactive. If you do have questions, put them into the chat window, and Chris will now put some stuff on the screen, whether it's questions, comments, or what have you. Okay. Let me see what we got here. Make this a little bit bigger so I can actually read. Very good. DJ Green Arrow. Hey, I am loving Descript. For the highest res audio, should each person record into Descript locally, and then does Descript sync both together? Saves the trouble of sending a wave. Is this correct? Yes. So the way that Descript will record locally, I would totally recommend that approach. So my colleague Chris is invisible right now, but he's part of this conversation. Let's say Chris and I wanted to do something. I would record on my system, Chris would record on his system, and then we could literally just, I would share the project with him, and he could paste in his content after the fact. And we'd have two audio files that we could create into a sequence. So that would be a really great way of doing it. Also, we have the remote recording. So if you go into our blog, DJ Green Arrow, go into our blog and look up Zoom high fidelity recording. So we did something that Chris wrote about a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago. Zoom has a high fidelity recording mode, and this would allow you to take the high res audio and pipe that directly into Descript. So on one system, you are now recording yourself as track 1, you're recording your collaborator as track 2. One more shameless plug for the blog. We do go through some remote recording workflows, and I'm pretty sure we even have a video where Chris and I set this up and do this in real time. If you have questions, hit us up. I should also mention, so Chris put the thing on the screen about where we have our blog content, but what about Help Center? So within Descript, if you look at this the little question mark on the bottom, you can click on that. And we have access to not only every keyboard shortcut that exists in Descript, which is very handy if you can't remember them, which I can't, but click here and then you're going to click on the Help Center. And so now Chris is going to pop up what it looks like when you actually click on the Help Center. And so if you have questions, you need resources, you can just type in whatever you need. So if it's remote recording or whatever, type that into the Help Center. And if you do need a support request, like Descript's not behaving in a certain way and you need our help, click on that Submit a Support Request button, and then it's going to look like this, and then that's how you submit a support ticket to us. We have a team of support folks that love to help out, so please let us know. If you cannot find it in the Help Center, we will do our best to help you. Another resource I would mention before I answer this next question is actually our Discord community. So this is a user community that's only a few weeks old. So if you want to get in at the ground floor, take a screenshot of what you have on the screen. We'll also paste it into the YouTube comments, paste this link into the YouTube comments, so that way everybody on this call can join us there. And that's where you can ask your peers or people on the Descript team for more help. Cool. I believe Sunfrog had a question. What if some of the audio doesn't match the transcription I made? Like the script says hello and I say hi. Great question. Let's look at how we would do that. So the transcription is going to be about 95% accurate. So that means some words are going to be incorrect. So I'm going to go into compositions. Let's look at multiple speakers. Okay, let's find a mistake. There we go. So here's a great example.
Morning started on a really positive, happy, uplifting R&B note. So
R&B, this is a great example. You actually want to change this to R ampersand B. So in that case, there's two modes in Descript. There's edit media mode and then correct text mode. Edit media mode, I'd say you have on about 95% of the time. That's for correcting audio and video just by editing the text. Correct media allows you to go in and actually fix some typos. So here I can just say R and B, and let's say the artist is not actually Simon Starr, but Sonnen Starr. And Sunfrog, with your example, you could go in and change hi to hello. I could change Amanda saying hey to hi, and it's basically just updating the transcript that gets exported and what appears on the screen. It doesn't actually change the audio. When you're ready to start editing the audio, go back to edit media mode. All right, back to the questions. Hi, thanks for the live demo. You're welcome. Is it possible to integrate via Descript API to annotate content? Thinking of a use case where I would like to declaratively maintain the annotation workflow. Well, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that last part of the phrase, but a couple of integrations that we do have for Descript. First off, we have a Zapier integration, which is available for anybody here. So if you're not familiar with the Zapier, Zapier is a platform that allows you to automate routine tasks. So you could set it up, and I actually have set this up, where you, let's say you drag an audio file into a Google Drive, and then we automatically go and transcribe that file in Descript for you. So that way, when you go into your favorite project or composition, there it is, already transcribed, ready to go. That's an integration that we have set up in Zapier. You're reminding me I should probably include that in my future recording and importing, because that is a way to get content in. In our Help Center, click on the Help Center, type in Zapier, Z-A-P-I-E-R. Check that out. That hopefully answers what you need to do. We don't have other parts of the Descript app available by API yet, but let us know what you're trying to do. Maybe we can help. I understand that only transcripts from English texts can be processed. That is correct. Descript only supports English at this time. It is far and away our #1 feature request. If you do have some feedback for us, I'd encourage you to go to feedback.descript.com. That is one of the more popular parts of our website. We do listen to you. If you add in your feedback, it appears on a Slack channel that the whole company sees. So go in and upvote what you think we should be working on in the future. But to answer your question, yes, only English is supported in terms of transcription and aligning transcripts at this time. We use Descript for the latest episode of our podcast. It worked great, but it'd be cool if I could apply plugins from Waves, etc. I could throw in Pro Tools. It would be nice to do it in Descript. Totally appreciate that. So we have two and only two types of like plugin effects in Descript right now. We have, if you click on a session, look at the inspector, you can see add effect. You can add in a compressor, which kind of helps maintain the dynamic range of your audio, or an EQ, which kind of sculpts the frequency response of your content. If you need something more, totally understand, and that's why we've built in, so click on this share button, go to export, and go to Pro Tools. So you can non-destructively export your final composition. It will maintain all of the tracks, all the labels. It will sound identical when you bring it over to Pro Tools or Audition or your favorite audio editing or video editing app. And then you can apply your plugins there. Totally hear you though. And this would be a case, DJ Green Arrow, I'd encourage you to go to feedback.descript.com. Tell us which plugins specifically you would want and what you would use them for. Maybe we could build it for you. But in the meantime, this is a great way that a lot of professional studios and the top media production companies, they do 90% of their work now in Descript. And then maybe if they have a favorite plugin they need to use that's only available in Pro Tools, they will export it using this timeline export to a different system. All right, good time for a few more questions if we have more questions. That's really powerful. Highlight text, overlay image, nice. I totally agree. I'm really, if I don't have to grab another handle and drag it left and right, that's amazing. So that feature is about 24 hours old, the ability to just go here, highlight the text. So for this paragraph, I would like, I have unicorns, a Descript logo to appear on the screen. Just drag it in, and then now the Descript logo appears on the screen. There we go, put it over there. And now, what are you listening to?
Yesterday, I actually went and pulled out.
Amazing. Cool. Awesome. Couple more questions? Comments? Or a statement from the production crew saying, get off the screen. Your time is up, Jay. You are welcome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We are committed to doing this once a week. Usually it's Tuesdays. Sometimes it's not. Week of Thanksgiving, we're going to take the week off. Maybe around the holidays, same thing. But please set an alarm. The best way to stay in touch with us is to, right now, I'd say join our Discord community. You can directly interact with us, ask us your questions. So thank you all for joining us today. Appreciate your feedback, and thanks again.